Valve reveals their Steam Deck, a new handheld PC in a shape similar to the Nintendo Switch, capable of playing all of the latest AAA titles natively. Gabe Newell talks the company's goals with IGN. Gamescom announces their initial list of attendees for their August event, and multiplayer Resident Evil game Reverse gets delayed again. This is the Daily Reset. Good morning, gamers, and welcome to the Daily Reset, brought to you by the Emergent Gamer. Subscribe and tune in every morning to get all the biggest news stories as you start your day. We're on all major podcast platforms, and we also upload our shows to our YouTube channel if you'd like to listen there. I'm Trip Zero, and this is your news for July 16th, 2021. Yesterday, Valve announced their upcoming release of a new handheld device that they're calling the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is a full PC in the palm of your hand, running a custom version of Steam OS along with a custom APU chip developed in partnership with AMD that combines a CPU and GPU in what they describe as a very efficient power envelope to run today's newest AAA games natively. The device includes a 7-inch, slightly higher than 720p touchscreen display, and for controlling the device as well as your games, dual analog sticks, D-pad and face buttons, triggers, back paddles, and 2 touchpads for fine movement. The device will have built-in Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, a 2 to 8 hour battery depending on activity, and will support any peripherals you want to attach to it. It includes a USB-C port, and an optional dock will provide DisplayPort for monitors, more USB ports, and an Ethernet port, which means users could set this up at a desk like a traditional PC as well. Valve's president and co-founder Gabe Newell spoke with IGN about the device and some of the company's goals with developing a product like this. Newell clearly wants to push the boundaries of PC gaming and open the market to new designs and ways to play, thinking long-term with the development of the Steam Deck. He says, "Our view is, if we're doing this right, we're going to be selling these in millions of units, and it's clearly going to be establishing a product category that ourselves and other PC manufacturers are going to be able to participate in. And that's going to have long-term benefits for us." So that's sort of the frame in which we're thinking about this. The price point of the device was also touched on in relation to this concept of establishing a new product category, and he calls their approach to the pricing as aggressive. Walking that fine line between profit and pricing was described by him as painful, but important to drive adoption. And honestly, for $400, getting a fully capable PC in the palm of your hand is pretty impressive. With this being a full PC, something Valve kept stressing, it really does mean you could treat it like a PC. If you don't want to run the native Steam OS, you can install a full copy of Windows. You can install other game stores on the device. Even Valve's digital store competitor Epic Games is excited about the Steam Deck, and CEO of Epic, Tim Sweeney, called it an amazing move by Valve. As we learned more about this device over the course of the day, another interesting issue rose to the surface. Since the built-in Steam OS is Linux-based, and some of the most widely used and effective anti-cheat software solutions, BattlEye and EAC, do not run in Linux, there are a number of popular multiplayer games that will not work on the Steam Deck currently. This includes games like Apex Legends, PUBG, Rainbow Six Siege, and Destiny 2. Now, most PC games in general don't work on Linux either, but the SteamOS runs these games through software called Proton, which creates an environment the games work in, which is then played by the user through Linux. Valve says they are working with Proton to find a solution to allow these games to work before launch. Of course, users could also go through the extra step of just installing a full copy of Windows to solve the issue, but out-of-the-box compatibility would be nice. Reservations for the Steam Deck are live today as of 1 p.m. Eastern and require a $5 deposit that will go towards the price of the device. Valve says interested buyers who reserve will be contacted when inventory is available to complete their purchase. The annual gaming convention Gamescom announced its current lineup of attending developers for this year's digital showcase in August. Unlike E3, Xbox and Bethesda are attending separately, which probably indicates a different focus that each one will present, and also unlike E3, Activision and EA will be attending and presenting. Neither Sony nor Nintendo are attending. While Nintendo did have an E3 presence, Sony did not, but both companies are notorious for hosting their own events and releasing information at their own pace over the last couple years. There are also rumors about PlayStation possibly hosting their own event in early August, where they would show off Horizon Forbidden West, new God of War, and PlayStation VR 2. Gamescom is set to take place on August 25th through the 27th, with their opening night live kickoff event hosted by Jeff Keighley on August 24th. Resident Evil Reverse is an upcoming multiplayer game by Capcom where 4 to 6 players battle it out in a deathmatch-style competitive game mode with characters and locations from the entire Resident Evil series. It was touted as a companion to Resident Evil Village since that game does not have built-in multiplayer but was delayed to summer 2021. Now, the game has been pushed entirely to 2022. Capcom tweeted a statement about it yesterday morning. The previously announced July 2021 launch of Resident Evil Reverse is being moved to 2022 so that the team can continue working to deliver a smooth gameplay experience. We will share updated launch details at a later time. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Reverse has had a few open beta tests so far, and the results have not been encouraging. In April, the game was shut down just 7 hours after the period opened due to issues with the matchmaking service. Fans are already confused at the game's premise, not understanding why all the series protagonists are fighting each other, and the choice of a comic book filter placed over the whole thing makes the final visual effect look very cheap. No word on if anything is being changed or altered with this delay, or if the game will be available outside of owning Resident Evil Village. Capcom did say to hold on to the download codes for Reverse if the game was bought physically, or to redeem them now to be ready to play when the game is eventually released. That's going to be it for Friday, July 16th, 2021. Subscribe on your favorite podcast service to get up to speed in the gaming world every morning with me, your host, TribZero. And be sure to find and listen to our main show, the Emergent Gamer podcast, live on twitch.tv/emergent_gamer on Wednesday nights and then on podcast services the next day. Get the news with me and hear the in-depth discussion with the rest of us. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday.